Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today, this is my what if first what if there is, what if Deku was in Pacific Rim Black, Part 1. So I'll start the story about Deku's background, because I'm saying this, Deku is not in the world of Quarks anymore. He's in the Pacific Rim universe. And I'll go all the way back to the past. Anyway, and further ado, as Deku was actually a candidate for the Jaeger program to be more pilots, though they need more pilots. But unfortunately, he aced the physical exam, the test, but not the link yet because the pilot, his actually fellow cadet, actually said he was a problem with the neural link, which was actually the opposite. It was the guy who was blaming Deku that he was the cause of the Jaeger not functioning right. I'm gonna say it's a Atlas Jaeger that is being trained, because this is the uprising part, but not yet. As the officers officially declared Deku to be expelled from the academy. While as Deku was packing his bags, and this is Deku's actually. Let's see. 14. I'm gonna say he was like 14. No. Yeah, I'm gonna say he was like 10. Yeah, 10. As Deku was acting, because they took people at the age of 10 with a very high IQ and incredible neuralink, establishing. But after the kaijus began, but after the kaiju incident, after the kaiju mix, Pacific Rim, like the kaiju mix, like the Jaegers turned to kaiju, yeah, and they kaiju launches a missile, destroying Deku's legs off an arm, and he falls to the ground, almost bleeding to death. And of course, when that was all over, the person that they grabbed Deku and put him into a tube, and the people saying he just got expelled, but I guess we have to keep him in this tube for a while until he's regenerated, and then we can kick him off the program. Because we can't have him home sending to his parents looking like that. And of course, his body would take him out probably about 4 years of healing. After those 4 years, the tank drained. It says, recovery complete. Releasing Kumadoria. And you hear a thunk. And Deku slowly lifts up. He's like, where am I? Am I still in the academy? Deku gets up, but he notices that the whole place is abandoned. He sees some skeleton heads there, but when he sees them, he gets incredibly scared. He's like, "Hello? Anyone here?" Deku's like, "I'm probably here by myself." And yes, Deku's already aged up to 14. He is. Deku was scavenging around for clothes. He found a dead soldier's clothes, but they were all worn out. So Deku decided to take his pants and put them on, and took a researcher's lab coat, and take the researcher's shoes as well. As he's putting them on, he checks the terminal, see how many years he's been asleep for, or how long he's been in there, to be more precise. He accesses it and he says, "Is Kumadoria, candidate expelled. Sorry, access denied." So Deku grabbed a skeleton and put its hand on the thing. Says, "DNA required. Deku broke the bone and just put it in there. Says, "Welcome, welcome, Hansen. Glad you are back. Information of regarding who has been in stasis. East Comodoria. 4 years and 11 months. Not 11 months. 11. Yeah, no, 11 months. Yeah, it's fine." And he says, 11 months? I've been stuck. I've been in recovery for 11 months? Deku's like almost having a breakdown, but he slowly snaps out of it after he hears a noise. He hears scratching at the door. He turns off the terminal quickly and just hides behind a corner. And he sees the door being broken through. As the door is actually about to be broken all the way, the thing is drawn to something else. It leaves. Deku like slowly sliding on the ground and hitting the floor. It's like, if everyone's dead, then I'm screwed. What category kaiju is that? I don't know the kaiju name for the dog, but I'm just gonna say kaiju speed. Kaiju Fang. Yeah, Kaiju Fang. Deku is like, damn. Looks like I have to make myself a weapon. Deku scavenges around for whatever he can. He grabs some supplies. He made a little knife, a little metal pipe out of some duct tape and some metal and some screws. However, it only has 2 uses. If he uses it, he can only be used 3 times, because after those 3 times it's going to be broken and he has to ditch it and find another weapon, but he can't. After Deku gets the door open, not the door, Deku uses the vents to go up. He's like crawling through the vents. He stops. He looks down. He sees a kaiju Fang. He sees the kaiju Fang. They're small but fast for humans. He doesn't want to make any sound, because if he makes any sound, then it will know where he is. As the thing leaves that room, Deku slowly opens the hatch for it and goes down very slowly and lands on the floor, and he hits the door, but it's not closing. So Deku manually closes the door and locks it. He says, let's see. Deku looks at the place that they've been house weapons, but he notices all the weapons are all damaged and decayed, and some of them have been stolen. The only weapon he manages to find is a combat knife, is a knife, but it's a pocket knife, he says. At least I have a weapon. But it's not an ordinary pocket knife. It's actually a cadet's pocket knife for handling maintenance and repairing stuff. As Deku looks at the terminal, he notices that the power is missing, or there's no power. So he turns around and takes a left, and he sees a fuse box. He opens it as soon as you open it, yeah. But it looks like some of the circuits has been damaged, so he goes to replace it. He grabs the broken fuses and puts some good ones in from the spare ones right in the box that were right beside the fuse box, in case an emergency happens that they were broken. And that's where he would keep the spares. As Deku got a shock from that, he says, "Ow!" But he heard the thing coming back, so he just said nothing, stays quiet again. and it went away, distracted by another sound of someone scavenging around. Deku just sighed and just says, "Okay, I'm just here by myself. It's gonna. Hopefully it's just me. Oh, hopefully it's not just me here. Besides, I don't wanna die here. I'm not gonna die here." And we go back to Deku when he first joined the Jaeger program. "Cadet, you'll be going through some trials and hardships. You must find your partner for initiating your link to your Jaeger. If you succeed with this, you not only will you be will only be a Jaeger pilot, but you may be the best Jaeger pilot we will become in the Jaeger program." And Deku says, "Enough daydreaming. It's time to get up." Yeah, but I don't. But Deku had to wait a few hours for the terminal to work because he noticed the circuits were not the circuits. The wire was a bit damaged, so he repaired it as carefully as he can because he's been repairing that for the hours I've just said. As soon as he got it working, he checked the terminal, and he saw some video recordings. And he looks at some of the mission status, and he looks at Operation Blackout. Deku says, "But if Operation Blackout was initiated, then the Jaeger program is done. Humanity has almost lost hope." But Deku looks at the logs. He sees a Jaeger, but he doesn't know its registration or mark. And if you guys are guessing it in the screen, it's Basidian Fury. You see, they were curious about how the thing moved fast. Well, it was already explained because it had kaiju tissue. So they decided to replace the power core and remove the brain tissue from the face. They decided to replace it with a pilot, but they couldn't figure it out because when they built it, they couldn't fit another Jaeger pilot, another thing, so that the other pilot couldn't come into. They could only build one. So that's when they were experimenting one pilot. A solo pilot, but they could never figure it out, and the project was abandoned. But Deku also looks at the logs that it's functional, but I just have to solo it alone. It's dangerous, but if this will get me out of this place, then I'm in for it. As Deku tips over a mug, it crashes. The thing comes back to the noise, and there's more of them. There's 3 breaking down the door. So Deku quickly rushes to the vents and starts crawling for his life. As he was doing this, he grabbed the map, but the battery for the map was pretty low, so he had to show it himself for 3 minutes and then put it back until he memorized it. He kept crawling away until he was a decent miles away from the creatures, but as he got away, one of the vents came out and fell on Deku, because